I've announced last year that I want to drive with my first car, a VW Golf 5, to every single country in the European Union. This is the first trip where I want to drive 3,500 kilometers all around the Baltic Sea. The Baltic Sea is surrounded by 8 different countries: Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland. 4 of which are new for the car. So we will have, at the end, 15 different countries ticked off with the car. Enjoy. So here we are. I've just crossed the Stockholm bridge, which I'm sure you have seen already quite a few videos of it, especially on my channel, because, well, I've shot like 4 or 5 videos already about the Stockholm bridge, where I drove every time with the car over it. And, well, in typical, let's say, road trip fashion, you are joining right now about halfway into Denmark, and this is a big one. I'm sure you already heard it in the intro of this video, but I am driving in the next couple of days, to be specific, in the next 5 days, around the Baltic Sea. And Denmark is the first country in order to cross the Baltic Sea, or to circle the Baltic Sea, because we will drive in the next few days through Denmark, Sweden, then we'll take a ferry to Finland, then we'll take a ferry from Helsinki to Tallinn in Estonia, then through Latvia, and then into Lithuania, in the end through Poland, and then we're back in Germany. So this will be a very, 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 very big adventure. Approximately 3,000 kilometers, which is basically a road trip to get back in this car, because I haven't driven this car since Cars in the Wild Scandinavia. We are 106 kilometers away from Copenhagen, so I guess I will see you then. I filled my Golf yesterday up at the gas station, or the petrol station, for around 73 euros, which is like 60 pounds, or 65 pounds. And I was actually amazed because, well, as I already said, I haven't driven the car, and now I'm back on the road with it. Everything was fine. The car was the entire time outside on the driveway, so it was always, in the wind, in the weather, and yeah, I mean, it was just, it's crazy. I didn't put the car on a C-Tech charger, and yeah, everything was fine. I did yesterday, just around, just to make sure that the car is actually okay from the return trip and from Cars in the Wild. That's why I've driven yesterday just around 30 kilometers, nothing major, to make sure that the car is ready for this trip, which, well, fingers crossed, I think it is, but you never know. This car is already 20 years old, and one very, very cool thing, my personal goal was to cross with this car the 200,000 kilometer mark, the 124,000 miles, and we will do this on this trip. The car's right now on 198,600-ish kilometers, and the whole trip is, as already said, just over 3,000 kilometers long. So we will definitely do it, which is really, really nice. Another milestone that I will hit with this car if everything is alright. So here we are, 380 kilometers later. I'm now only 30 minutes away from my checkpoint for the night. in the south of Sweden, because it's actually already 1940, 40 minutes past 7. And yeah, the car is now 198,798 kilometers on the clock. And welcome to the Öresund Bridge. I think I will see you on the other end. Thank you, car, for the noises. I've just made it over the Öresund Bridge, which is a bridge that connects obviously Copenhagen and Malmö, or Denmark and Sweden. And yeah, I'm now only 23 minutes away from my destination, where I will sleep tonight. And yeah, I actually think it is actually really fascinating driving over these two bridges I just showed you in the last, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. We have now 189,809 kilometers on the clock. By the time I will reach my destination, it will be a little bit more, but I think I will see you tomorrow, because it's actually getting dark right now. Well, it's the next day, and you're driving me right now about 2 hours into the drive. We still have 5.5 hours to go, 547 kilometers before we will arrive at the ferry terminal. We will arrive there at around 4 p.m. But I have a lot of spare or headroom, you know, with the time, because my ferry, my night ferry, will take off at around 10:15, which means we still have a lot of time. And yeah, I mean, I will update you if something happens. Another update. Well, we have now just about 45 minutes-ish later. And yeah, I mean, actually, I've driven through one construction site. I've seen a really cool truck, where I also shot a nice clip. And other than that, it was just smooth sailing. The car is just eating up the miles like it doesn't care. I've driven since I started in Germany, well, just over 800 kilometers now. I mean, you can't really see it because the display is a bit faded because of all the sun that is, or the heat that is inside this car. But yeah, the car is just eating up miles. I'm very impressed, because, well, not even that long ago I returned from Castle in the Wild, Scandinavia. That was a Boxer RS right there. However, in this period, the car literally hasn't moved, which is like, you know, yeah. I mean, thank you, car. Yeah, it hasn't moved. So that's actually kind of a warm-up drive, you know, back into getting the car as my daily. When I'm back home, Friday this week, so in 5 days, this car will get a deep clean inside and out, and then it will live, you know, a little bit, you know, then it will have a little bit of a winter hibernation time where it can just rest, because I think it really deserves it. I really have to say, Sweden is very beautiful, even when you drive on the highway. I'm currently on the E4, and I mean, you can see there is nothing, no one. I mean, there's basically no traffic, just a few cars, but compared to Germany, this is nothing. I mean, you would obviously expect it because Sweden has, I think, around 6 or 7 million inhabitants, and spread out on the land, which is like 3 times the size of Germany. So yeah, there are some very, very remote parts in Scandinavia and Sweden, also Norway and Finland. Not so much in Denmark, because Denmark is way, way smaller than the latter countries I just named. But yes, I mean, these countries are just massive, and I think about it every time I drive through one of these countries, because, well, there's not much traffic. That's why I think these countries are massive. And because I've driven already with this car to the North Cape and to the Arctic Circle, where I haven't also seen not very many people. I just had a beautiful lunch stop here on this rest stop between all these trucks, and yeah, you can see in the background all the trees. And yeah, I just paused here for about 2 hours. I will arrive now, if I drive through, which I will, at just around 6 p.m. and the boarding starts for the overnight ferry at 7:45 p.m. So yeah, let's get cracking on. Yeah, I'm now in the car. As already said, I just made a lunch stop, and yeah, you can see here that my car is a bit messy, but I am on a road trip, though that's why it is kind of normal. The car will get a very, very, very deep clean when I'm back home in Germany, but this will take still, from this point onwards, over 2,000 kilometers. You are joining me right now a little bit further down the road, and yeah, I still need 2 hours and 10 minutes to the ferry terminal in Kappelshaar or Kappelskar. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's called Kappelshaar. The car has now 199,354 kilometers on the clock, and I've driven so far 937 kilometers on this trip so far, so just around or a little bit under a third. We have now about 45 minutes later. I have now only 1 hour and 32 minutes to go, 127 kilometers, and I know you can't see it right now because, well, the infotainment display of the car is very dull, and it basically blends out when it is quite hot in this car. But we have hit now the 1,000 kilometers on this trip, which is basically a third. And yeah, I just want to share this info because, well, I think it's actually quite cool. It's a bit of a milestone in this trip, but the next milestone will be basically to hit the 200,000 kilometers. We will hit the 200,000 kilometers approximately, well, most certainly in 2 days' time, somewhere in Estonia. But yeah, I will talk about that when the time comes, because this is very, very exciting. That's a Mark IV Supra. That's a Mark IV Supra. I mean, oh my god. Absolutely insane, with yellow headlights as well, in like a, I don't know what color it was like a British racing green. Look in the, oh my, wow, wow. Well, things you find in Stockholm. Well, and that's another side that you can see in Stockholm, which is, yeah, gridlock traffic. I mean, it is now like 5 p.m. and yeah, so basically everybody drives home from work. That's why we have a little bit of a traffic jam, but yeah, I just wanted to share it with you because, you know, I just saw the Supra and now I'm in traffic. Well, we have now a little bit later. I am still 1 hour away from the ferry terminal. But, well, as you can see, I am out of traffic, which is really awesome. Unfortunately, I lost the Supra, but, well, I didn't film it, but the Supra was overheating, which, yeah, wasn't good, so we had to turn it off by every stop. And yeah, I was basically at like 20-30 minutes in traffic, 20 or 30 minutes. And yeah, unfortunate for a Supra, but as you can see, the traffic is now gone. Well, the traffic jam is now gone, so the Supra is rolling as well, I'm sure. But I have to say, it was really cool seeing a Toyota Mark IV Supra. A real Supra, not a Z4, on the streets here in Stockholm. Right, quick update. We are now only 60 minutes away from the ferry terminal. And I was just at a Max to give me, or to buy me some food, which I will eat when I arrive at the ferry terminal. But yeah, that was just a very quick update. I will see you when I am at the ferry terminal. Right, I made now through the passport control, and just look at this sun setting. I mean, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. Alright, with this very nice sun setting, I am now at the queue for the ferry. And yeah, I don't want to bore you with this. You can see this in the next video. I will eat now my food. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. Well, the last 2 days, I absolutely enjoyed it. But I am now very tired and absolutely hungry. That's why I think you should subscribe and leave a like, and I hope I see you in the next one. Alright, peace.